Hey, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to Too Much Tech, and in today's video we have a product that I, honestly speaking, was scared to try for a really long time. I've been so stuck on using full size and 10 keyless keyboards. I really didn't want to try a 60% keyboard, but today we're going to be going over the And Pro 2, one of my favorite pieces of tech of this entire year, and it has made me fall in love with 60% keyboards. Honestly speaking, I think I'm pretty much probably going to stick to the And Pro line of 60% keyboards, because the thing that I was really concerned about was using it for productivity, and we'll get into that in a little bit. But before we go ahead and continue with the rest of the review, I want to talk to you guys about the first giveaway that we're going to be having on the channel. I'm going to be doing a giveaway of a glorious Model O. I'll leave all the details in the description below. You can enter on Gleam. All you guys need to do is obviously make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel and like the video, and enter through the Gleam giveaway in the link in the description below. There's multiple ways to enter, so I'm giving you guys plenty of chances to win. But yeah, one of my subscribers obviously are going to be lucky enough to win a glorious Model O, which I think is a pretty cool giveaway. It's one of the best mice of the year in terms of being lightweight and blah 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 and all that stuff. It's really great to use. Yeah, hopefully you guys are going to be really happy with that giveaway. It's going until the end of October, so you have until then to enter into the Gleam giveaway. Just to let you know, we will be doing another one in November, so if you don't win this one, don't worry. Make sure you stay subscribed and stay tuned, because we will be doing another giveaway in the month of November as well. So guys, let's go ahead and get into the review of the And Pro 2. Obviously this thing has RGB, ton of it, as you can see here. It is really cool. It's got a white backplate and the RGB shines fantastically and it looks great. The software to control the RGB is really easy to use. Honestly, it's on like some Razer Synapse level of like complexity with things that you can do and just the amount of different color waves that you can have. It's super customizable and I like that quite a bit. It's also really easy to use to customize all your custom keybinds and all that stuff, because obviously being a much smaller form factor keyboard and taking up a lot less space on your desk, you're still going to want to be able to, you know, obviously have your media keys and function keys and all that normal stuff that you would normally have on a 10 keyless or full size keyboard. And this one does a really good job at making sure that the software gives you a very easy way to remap those buttons and features that you need to use your keyboard effectively. Let's go ahead and talk about the design of the keyboard. So obviously it is a really small keyboard. It's a 60% layout, so you don't have your F row or your arrow keys on the side, as well as all the rest of your functions are integrated into basically the main part of the keyboard where all your characters are. And I really thought that it would be a huge adjustment to using a much smaller keyboard than what I'm used to, but honestly speaking, I really like having it on my desk. It's really practical. You can do everything that you normally would need to do on a much bigger keyboard on this one with no issues, and honestly speaking, very little learning curve. I thought that there was going to be a huge learning curve, but Obins Labs has this really nice feature baked into the And Pro called Tap. So all you do is just tap either Shift or Function 2, Control or Alt, and it will function as the arrow keys. If you hold it, it won't hold and act like you're using the arrow keys, but if you tap it, it will function as the arrow keys, which is a huge thing for me personally, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys as well. Like if you're just browsing on, you know, going down a YouTube page or any web page or just going through some information, just pressing one of these keys to go up and down and left and right and blah 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 just makes it really easy, instead of having to hold one of the function keys and using the WASD as your arrow keys. It's just a much easier, much quicker, and a very seamless way to do things. And honestly speaking, I really do like having it this close to the rest of the keyboard. You don't have to reach as far either, and I find it really easy to use. So shout out to Obins Labs for coming up with an easy way to make adopting a 60% keyboard super quick and seamless. And honestly, like I said, once again, it just makes sense. Now, the switches that I decided to go with this time around were the Gateron Brown switches. They're okay. I don't mind them, but I don't love them, especially because I use normally Cherry MX speeds, or I've been using Logitech Roamer G switches recently, and those are a lot faster, and I don't have to bottom out the keys to get them to actuate all the time. I will say this, Gateron Browns, probably even Cherry MX Browns too, are really good for typing. If you like to bottom out your keys, I highly recommend that you try the Browns because they do sound fantastic as well. But if you're a light tapper and you play a lot of games and you like to, you know, quick press a lot of your keys more than once, I would highly recommend going with a linear switch that has a little bit better actuation time. Maybe if you want to save, you know, the 20 bucks and get the $80 version of the AM Pro keyboard, go with the Gatoron Reds. If you want to spend a little bit more, pay $20 more on banggood.com, you can go with some Cherry MX Red switches. Playing with this keyboard, I did have a pretty good time. Like I said, because it's the brown switch, it's decent playing with, and I did feel that it did impact my gameplay a little bit using a different kind of switch. But overall, the form factor, I really enjoyed using this keyboard. Really tempted, even though I just customized my Ducky keyboard. It's a full-size keyboard, but I've been having so much fun using this the past few days. I just might switch this to be my main keyboard. This thing has a lot of pros. One of the biggest pros that this thing has is the fact that it's wireless and it's Bluetooth. It uses Bluetooth 4.0, and while gaming, I cannot tell the difference between using it wired and using it wireless. And that's really good too, because with the RGB on, it does last about 5, maybe 6 hours with the RGB on the full brightness and, you know, doing all the crazy effects and all that stuff using the Bluetooth mode, which I don't really have a problem with because I usually keep like a USB-C cable to charge it. Another pro right there uses USB-C hooked up into my monitor so that if I need to reach over to charge the AM Pro 2, I don't have any issues. The cable is right in front of me and it's super practical for me personally. Another nice feature about it being wireless, if you do happen to run low on battery, let's say you're on 0%, the AM Pro 2 will notify you in Windows and say, hey, your keyboard's at 0%. I wish it would do it at like 5%, but I'm sure that's something that they could fix with a software update. The next version of the AM Pro, I really want to see some Cherry MX speed switches. I was looking to see if they have one available, but unfortunately they only offer browns and blues and reds in the Cherry MX version of this keyboard, and it only comes in black. I just finished doing like my whole white theme on my computer and my peripherals. Now I want another white keyboard, and AM Pro, Obins Labs, please, for the next iteration of the AM Pro, make sure that you have a white variant with Cherry MX speed switches. That would be perfect, and you have my money. For sure, 100%. That will definitely be my next main keyboard. Another, I'll call it a feature because I personally like having my keyboard at a little bit of a higher angle. This keyboard does come raised at a pretty steep angle, and I do like that. That's a really nice design feature that they have. For people that like to play the keyboard flat, I'm sorry, because it is pretty steep. It is quite a steep angle, and personally, I don't mind it because I really do like playing with it raised, but if you don't, I'm sorry. Overall, for $80 for the Gatoron switches or $100 for the Cherry MX switches, I highly recommend trying out the AM Pro 2, especially if you're skeptical switching from a 10 keyless or full-size keyboard to a 60% keyboard. This one, 100%, is the keyboard that you should try. Forget the Ducky 1.2 Mini, even though I'm probably gonna review that at some point in the near future, because it just makes so much sense with them having all the integrated software for this keyboard. Give this one a go. Incredible build quality, incredible RGB, incredible software, a totally complete package. But all right, thank you guys once again for tuning in until the end of the video. If you guys enjoyed, of course, be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you guys are new. I want to give a huge shout out to banggood.com for sending out this product for review. I will have the AM Pro 2 linked in the description below because obviously Banggood is a lot cheaper than Amazon, and mine came in about 3 or 4 days after it was sent out. So thank you guys once again for making that really speedy, and I'm glad that they offer some excellent deals on this keyboard because on Amazon the pricing is ridiculous. Also guys, don't forget to enter into the Gleam giveaway down below, and don't forget to join our Discord so you guys can get all the early news of next products I'm reviewing and if we're doing any other giveaways, which we most definitely will be, just like I said. But yeah, I'm gonna leave you guys with some Fortnite gameplay while I was using the AM Pro 2. And yeah, I will talk to you guys in the next video. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'll see you.
that one guy at least.
Oh, he's